let's tackle some asexual would you rather. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Glad you are here. You know, I was thinking about doing a more serious video this week, but the world is just really a lot. It is a lot. So I thought instead we would not do something more serious and just have a little bit of fun this week. We're doing some asexual would you rathers. Some asexual themed options, 2 impossible choices. Which one will it be? Which one will it be? We're going to find out. Would you rather cake or garlic bread? I mean, that is, of course, the obvious first one to start with. Cake or garlic bread or cake. Which would I rather? I think we covered it in the last video, the last memes video, but my choice, cake. I am certainly much more of a sweet tooth sort of person than I am a savory bread guy. Who's a savory bread guy? I don't know. But my choice in this would be cake. Let me eat cake. I will happily do that. Anytime. Would you rather cake or pie? Okay, this one gets a little more challenging. Would I rather cake or pie? Probably I would land on pie? Question. Pie. I'm going to definitively say that I would land on pie. If I had to choose between cake and pie, it would be a pie. It would probably be a chocolate pecan pie, which would make me enormously happy. And in the event that I could not have a chocolate pecan pie, I would probably really give up my house and home for a lemon meringue pie. Lemon meringue. Love it. Would definitely be there for that. Would you rather be asexual or be allosexual? Ooh. You know, I think the answer to this question would really entirely depend on kind of what day you catch me. Which I think is maybe true for a lot of people. I think on most days, my would you rather here would definitely be asexual. I would rather be the person I am, because I think on most days I feel, pretty good about the person I am in the world, and I feel pretty good about how I move through it, particularly as an ace person. But I gotta say, that certainly has taken a while to get there, and it's still an ongoing process. I still have days where I just wake up and wish that I would be anything but ace, because it's just sometimes enormously too hard. But all of the doubts aside, I'd always rather be ace. I think recognizing my asexuality and learning to love it, and not just learning to love it, but also loving it in a public way, loving it in a way that is helping other people, or trying at least to help other people, has really, really made me feel very much at home almost all the time in this asexual skin that I inhabit. And I recognize that asexuality has given me many, many gifts. It's made me understand myself better. It's given me perspectives on the world and empathy to other people that I wouldn't have necessarily had otherwise. And my experience of living my asexually as truthfully and as openly as I do has provided a lot of really wonderful lessons and experiences for me. So despite those days when I just think it'd be easy to cop out and be allosexual, and on those days when I just really struggle with my own confidence, taking those out of the equation, always I would choose to be asexual. Would you rather never have sex again or never visit a public library again? I mean, you're putting me in an impossible situation. So, all right, I'm going to say I would rather never visit a public library again. And here's why. You know that I'm obsessed with books. I mean, you know that I love books. I can still get books even if I never visit a public library again. So That to me, like never visiting the public library again gives me options. I am a sex favorable asexual person, and sex does figure into my relationships with my partners. So the never having sex again would be really kind of challenging for me, because it is, for me as an ace person, it is part of my relationships and how I connect and engage with my partners. It would be tough, but I can still get books if I don't visit the library. Mm-hmm. So, sorry, libraries, you're out of here. I would rather never visit a public library again. Would you rather have told your younger self about asexuality, or let it be how you discovered asexuality? Um, One, I love this one. Thank you very much for submitting this one over on Twitter. I adore this one. I think, as much as it surprises me, I would let it be how I discovered my asexuality instead of telling my younger self about it. If you don't know much about when I found out I was ace, I didn't recognize I was ace until I was in my early 40s, and I didn't come out as asexual to any other person until I was 42. So I was not ace for a very long time. And there are certainly like situations where I think, yeah, it would have been so much easier if I had figured this out when I was in my early 20s, when I was just coming out as a queer person anyway. It would have been great to have found this, and like I would have saved myself a lot of pain, I would have saved myself a lot of confusion and all that. However, while yes, it would have been great to have avoided all of that and avoided some of the really hard things that happened in my life because I didn't know I was ace, all of those things really shaped who I am. And I certainly don't know that 20-year-old Cody would have known what to do with being ace, and wouldn't have known how to be the ace person that I am, that the 40s Cody knows what to do with it. I don't know that he would have known what to do with it. So I think, even though it would have saved me a lot of grief, I think the grief was important, and the grief helped shape who I am. And I don't know that I would turn it away. So I'm going to let it be how I discovered asexuality. That's what I would rather. My younger self, sorry, young Cody, you're going to have a lot of crap to deal with. But you're going to have to continue to deal with it, because I'm not letting you off the hook. It helps shape who you are. So good luck, man. Would you rather have one aphobe get it, or never encounter an aphobe again? So my answer to this would be have one aphobe finally get it and understand. It certainly would be very nice. It would be like, lounging on a nice tropical beach somewhere with a Mai Tai, kind of like ease and comfort to never encounter an aphobe ever again. But there is something to me that's really important and really powerful about when you have that opportunity to create an educational moment and you somehow get through to that one person, when you can make that one person understand something they didn't understand before, that is an enormously powerful thing. And it's not just an enormously powerful thing for you and for the person, but it's transformative for the larger world as a whole. When we do have the opportunity to teach, and when we do have the opportunity to open a door for someone where that door was previously closed, it sends that person out into the world, and they cause less harm to others. They potentially will advocate for people like us to the other people in their lives, because now they know better. And that little act, that one moment, though, having that one aphobe get it, can have continued repercussions for other people down the line, and can cause change in others, and that transformative change can grow and ripple outwards, and that's a really positive thing. I'll put up with some dumb aphobic comments that are hurtful in the moment, and opt for, hopefully, changing things for the better for more people down the road. Would you rather be out as ace to everyone, or closeted forever? Easy peasy. I would rather be out as ace to everyone than be closeted forever. When I came out at 18 years old, I came out as gay in the deep South. I'm originally from Louisiana. And, even then, as a very scared teenager who was still confused about his sexuality, and I was living in a very inhospitable place where potentially I thought, I might get disowned by my family, I still knew that 18-year-old was wise enough to know that being out and taking the risk of being out was better than staying in the closet. I knew that I couldn't stay in the closet. And that 18-year-old was taking a lot more risks than I am today, coming out as an ace person in my 40s, pretty established, pretty safe, fairly affluent ace person. This is really safe for me to come out. Being in the closet, while I know for many people it's a necessity because you have to maintain your safety and you have to maintain your ability to live a life that is like safe and yours, and being in the closet is a huge part of that for many people, and major respects for that. But the closet is a really tough place to be. It's a demoralizing place to be. It's a restricting place. It doesn't allow you to fully be yourself and in your life. And I would rather take the chance and be out as ace to every single person and risk those uncomfortable conversation, risk those crappy comments that people sometimes make. I'd rather have that than forever be in a place where I can't be who I am. And for those of you who are in the closet and you're doing it out of concern for your safety, or not just from other people, but also just your own mental well-being, that being in the closet helps you maintain your well-being. Support you, and I advocate for your space there in the closet. I know that sometimes that is a choice that has to be made, but I hope that sometime down the road you are allowed to walk out of that closet and into a world that is freer for you, because you deserve that. You deserve that, my friend. 100% you deserve that. This was a ton of fun. I still have some more questions from some of these Would You Rathers that were submitted by my Patreon and Twitter, my Patreon patrons and also my Twitter followers. So I'll probably do a follow-up video to this where we tackle the rest of them, because there's still some good ones that I haven't gotten to yet. So stick around for that. And I just want to remind you that, as you saw, some of these Would You Rathers were submitted by my folks, my patrons over on Patreon. And you can be a Patreon subscriber too. It would be awesome if you were. Over on Patreon, every month I'm providing exclusive content and also a live free event where we kind of hang out online and talk. So if you want to become a patron, you can head over to patreon.com/acedadadvice and join up for just a couple of bucks. It helps support the Ace Dad Advice project as a whole, and helps me as I continue to grow it into new and interesting places in the coming year. You will not only get very special patrons only content every month, but as we approach the publication of I Am Ace, Advice for Living Your Best Ace Life, my first book, you're going to get some special patrons only perks around the publication of the book. And you'll also get information on book 2, which is currently in process. Isn't that cool? So patreon.com/acedadadvice. Head over. It'd be great to have you as a patron. I'd love it. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for hanging out. I will see you in the next video.